What is going on, guys? Dub Gaming here, and since the downgrades video that I uploaded yesterday got 100 views in 2 hours and it seems to be doing really well, I'm going to actually do an upgrades video today. In this video I'm going to talk about the players that I think are going to get upgraded from NBA 2K16 to NBA 2K17. I know the players got upgraded last year with their dynamic rating cards, but I don't think that's going to be exactly how it works. I think there's a lot of players who, even though they got updated, they're going to get upgraded by different amounts, and I think there's even some players that got downgraded in dynamic ratings that will probably end up going up in overall rating. So yeah, let's get started. First up, we've got the player who's probably going to get the biggest upgrade from NBA 2K16 to NBA 2K17, CJ McCollum. He started off NBA 2K16 as a 72 overall, which was fair enough because apart from the playoffs last season, he hadn't really done much in his career. But at the end of the year, he ended up winning Most Improved Player, and he also ended up with an 83 rated card, which is an upgrade of 11 in the dynamic ratings. He started all 80 games for Portland Trail Blazers, led a team that everyone thought was going to be almost tanking at the very bottom of the Western Conference to 44 wins and the 5th seed, even though they did beat the Clippers. Even though they did lose to the Warriors in the end, they still had a very, very good year. CJ McCollum actually brought his points per game average from 6.8 to 20.8 points per game, and as well as winning Most Improved Player. For that reason, I think he's going to go to an 85 overall, because that's pretty much what I think the second fiddle on a good team should be. He was the second man on the Portland Trail Blazers after Lillard, and I think averaging 20.8 points per game, 4.3 assists, which is decent enough, and also shooting 42% from 3 actually, that he deserves an 85 rated card. Next up, we've got Kawhi Leonard, who started off as an 87 overall after winning Defensive Player of the Year last year and having an unbelievable season with San Antonio Spurs. This season was even better for Kawhi Leonard. He brought his points per game up by nearly 5 whole points per game. His 3-point percentage went from 34 to 44, while also attempting more 3-pointers, and he shot over 50% from the field. Kawhi Leonard won Defensive Player of the Year again and is considered by some to be the best two-way player in the NBA, even over LeBron James. Even though at the end of the year he was upgraded in his dynamic rating to a 94 overall, I think that's probably a little bit too high, and 2K won't give him that to start off the game. So I think Kawhi Leonard will start off as a 91 overall amethyst, and especially if the Spurs are starting to lean more on him and LaMarcus Aldridge next year, I think that if he starts at a 91, picking up his dynamic rating could be really good. He could go up to 94 or even a diamond if he has as good a year as he did this year. So yeah, I think Kawhi Leonard is 100% going to get upgraded to an amethyst, but I think he's going to drop a little bit from his dynamic rating card this year. Next up, we've got Karl-Anthony Towns, who I can't believe a year ago people were actually thinking Jahlil Okafor was going to be a better player than him. Karl-Anthony Towns averaged 18.3 points per game, 10.5 rebounds per game, 1.7 blocks per game, while shooting 34% from 3 and 54% from the field. Karl-Anthony Towns is possibly going to change the game of basketball. He actually even won the skills challenge. He was a center who won the skills challenge over Isaiah Thomas. It's just incredible. His dynamic rating card went up to an 86 overall, but I think that his card next year is going to be a little bit lower at an 85 overall, which is still unbelievable. He's going to be one of those players that is really expensive at the start of the game, but as soon as players become more readily available, he's going to drop. So I can see him around Christmas being the center that every single person uses, just like now people use every single person as Anthony Davis at either center or power forward. I think he's going to be a lot like that next year. So yeah, an 85 overall. He did have an unbelievable season, but it was only one season, and he also was playing for the Timberwolves, who were 29-53. If he was playing for a playoff team, I would have rated him higher. Because he was playing with the Timberwolves, I'm only going to give him an 85 overall next year. Next up, we've got the 2K17 cover athlete Paul George. Paul George started off the year as an 86 overall, pretty much because he missed the entire 2014-2015 season through injury, that horrific leg break in USA training. But yeah, Paul George came straight back for the Pacers and played 81 out of the 82 games, obviously starting them all. He averaged 23.1 points per game, 4.1 assists, nearly 2 steals a game, 7 rebounds a game, and shot 37.2% from 3 and 41% from the field, which don't seem too good, but with the amount of shots he was taking and the way he led the Pacers, he was very good. He made the All-NBA third team, and Paul George is still one of the best defensive players in the NBA. He led the Pacers to 45 wins, which would have been good enough for the 5th seed, I think, in the West. But because the East this year, apart from obviously the 2 best teams in the league, the East was stronger in general, record-wise. So the Pacers ended up with the 7th seed and lost in the first round to Toronto Raptors in 7 games. It would have been mad if they had having won as a 7th seed, but it almost happened. I think that Paul George is going to get upgraded, but not by as much as a lot of people would think. I think he's going to be upgraded to an 89 overall gold, but just like Anthony Davis is downgrading to a gold, I predicted in the last video, my reasoning for this is I think that the Amethyst, they're only going to have 5 or 6, and I don't think that Paul George is in the top 5 or 6 players in the NBA, but I think he's very close. That's why I'm going to give him an 89 overall. So a +3 to his last year's card, even though he does go down 1 rating from his dynamic, which was a 90. I still think he's going to be an 89 overall gold and be probably the best gold you can buy. Next up, we've got another player who's 100% going to be upgraded to an Amethyst, Russell Westbrook. He started off last year as an 89 overall, so he was almost an Amethyst, but his dynamic ratings card actually went up to a 95 overall. That was because he was the best stat sheet stuffer in the NBA anyway. In 23.5 points per game, 10.4 assists per game, 7.8 rebounds per game. So pretty much, he's like a mini LeBron, just with better stats. In my opinion, I don't personally like Russell Westbrook. I think that if the Thunder traded him for a legitimate point guard, it would make them better, because it would mean Durant has more shots, and I think Durant could possibly be the best player in the world if he wasn't playing Russell Westbrook. But that's not really the point. The point is that Russell Westbrook is obviously one of the best players in the world. I don't think he's going to be at a 95 overall, because I don't think that anyone bar one player is going to be at 95 overall. So I'm going to rate him 93, which I think Kevin Durant is going to be rated as well. I think the 2 of them are going to be 93, and LeBron's going to stay as a 94 overall. So yeah, Russell Westbrook at a 93 overall is going to be the best point guard in the game. Like, his gold is already one of the best point guards in the game, and better than most of the Amethyst. So if he ends up getting upgraded to an Amethyst, he's going to be 200k at the start of the game. And as the year goes on and he loses value, he's going to be like the LeBrons are now, the players you play in every single game, no matter who you're playing. And last up, we've got Stephen Curry, who this year had arguably the best season that anyone has ever had. Steph Curry led his team to the best record of all time, 73-9, averaged 30.1 points per game, nearly 7 higher than he did the year before, shot over 50% from the field and over 45% from 3, which is incredible, especially for a guard. He shot over 90% from the line. He also averaged 5.4 rebounds per game and nearly 7 assists per game. Steph Curry was the first ever unanimous MVP, and for that reason, I think that he is going to be the only diamond player in NBA 2K17 MyTEAM. Yep, I think Steph Curry is going to start off at a 96 overall, meaning that if you buy his dynamic, he has a little bit of room to grow. Obviously, his dynamic this year went as high as 98, which is incredible. I think he's going to be a 96 overall, probably a 97 standing shot 3. I don't think there's going to be many Currys on the market till maybe past Christmas, if any. There's going to be very few, and he's going to be worth nearly $1 million coins. He'll be like getting a Ronaldo in FIFA, that rare. So I think the Steph Curry, deservedly so, is going to be the best card in my team. He's going to be 2 ratings higher than I think the next highest, LeBron James, who I think did enough this season to keep his rating at 94. So yeah, Steph Curry, 96 overall. So yeah, these are just 6 players that I think are going to be upgraded from NBA 2K16 to NBA 2K17. There's probably going to be about 200 to get upgraded, and I'm obviously not going to cover all of them, but this is only the first episode. I'm probably going to do one of these every month, 2 months, where one day I do 6 downgrades, the next day I do 6 upgrades. So there's going to be a lot more videos like this in the next while. Thanks for watching this video, and if you could hit that like button, it'd be greatly appreciated. If we can hit 20 likes, that would be great. And so far off my downgrades video, I gained over 15 subscribers, and it would be great if by the end of June I can get to maybe 600, 700. So subscribe. I'm going to try hit that goal. I'm going to be uploading daily. I'm going to be doing a lot of my team, a little bit of my league, and obviously things like this, predictions for NBA 2K17. So thanks for watching.